Reading from the Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, Lord.
Jesus said to his disciples, I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine grower. He takes away every branch in me that does not bear fruit, and every one that does, he prunes, so that it will bear more fruit. You are already pruned because of the word that I spoke to you. Remain in me as I remain in you. Just as a branch cannot bear fruit on its own unless it remains on the vine, so neither can you unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever remains in me and I in him will bear much fruit. Because without me, you can do nothing. Anyone who does not remain in me will be thrown out like a branch and wither. People will gather them and throw them into the fire, and they will be burned. If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask for whatever you want, and it will be done for you. By this is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit and become my disciples. Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
The understanding of the vine, to Israel, is something we need to grasp to understand how important this message is. It would be like George Washington saying, I am the flag. It identifies Jesus with something very important. Now, the vine, it is prolific throughout the Jewish Old Testament. In fact, in Psalm 80, it talks about God caring for, planting this vine, making it prosperous and numerous. So why? Why is this happening? Jesus knows that the vine refers to Israel. Why is Jesus taking this over? At the time the Gospel of John was written, that community had recognized something very horrific had happened. The destruction of the temple in Jerusalem. Now, this temple was an amazing temple, and it had a motif on the front of it. A large vine with grapes all over it. The grapes were the size of a person, to remind people of Israel they were God's fruit to the world. So what is happening here? Well, with the destruction of Jerusalem, the Romans destroyed it. There is no temple except for the one wall. The whole city was destroyed. They wanted to make sure that it was obliterated from history. After the city was destroyed, Rome came in and rebuilt it. But they called it Heliopolis. And for many years, Jerusalem was not known, but Heliopolis was. The Jewish people were scattered. How can a vine flourish if it is scattered in the wind? Scattered to the four corners of the earth? Well, Jesus is the true vine that cannot be destroyed. People would have known that. They would have heard that. We need to understand that very clearly. That Jesus is important enough in our lives that he is the one thing we can hold on to when all else fails. Another analogy to this might be as a light bulb. Think of a light bulb. We were all called light bulbs. What good would we be if we were not connected to the power? Jesus is the power. And as Christians, we are to be connected to that power. That is what gives us life. We can do nothing. Jesus says we can do nothing without Him. That is who we are. In the 1980s, there was a building in New York City that caught on fire. Now, the firemen responded early enough. The people got out safely. All the exit doors worked. All the signs that help people get out. Everything seemed to be in place. There was plenty of hose. There were shiny new hydrants attached to the wall. But the building was burned and destroyed. It was burned and destroyed because those hydrants were not connected to the water system. Do we go through life claiming to be connected to Christ, but not really connected? Claiming this relationship, but keeping it at a distance, because it may cost us something. It may ask us to do something with our lives. Going back to the light analogy, we carry that light of Christ, but it is Christ that focuses that light. Where in our lives, where in our world are we being asked to focus the light of Christ? Or are we just turning it off and looking good?